Hey, it's Goldie and I'm back with another video. So today I'm talking about decentering men. One of the reasons why I don't buy into trends like the popular decentering men trend is because not only do they take away your ability to create a life you desire, but they almost force you to be a victim of the choices and decisions of others. Leaving you in this victimized state, you begin to see everyone as a danger, every situation as a hindrance, and even every opportunity as a potential disaster. These trending movements cause you to willingly self-isolate as a means of creating a softer, more self-centered existence instead of equipping you with the tools and strategy necessary to live a full life while still honoring and protecting yourself. When it comes to decentering men, it's not really the men you want to decenter per se, but more so the behaviors, whether they be conscious or unconscious, that cause you to be hurt, used, abused, and disrespected by them. It's not the men you should focus on decentering, but the reality that you required them to show a love to you that you were unwilling to show to yourself. You know those times you refused to commit to the practice of studying toward that degree to enhance your earning potential, or that time you remained in a dead-end employment position because it was comfortable and you didn't want to stretch yourself to achieve more. You wanted him to show you a love that proved he'd go to the ends of the earth to find your happiness, yet you wouldn't do the same to find your own. Instead, you settled. You have chosen to decenter men instead of decentering the parts of you that operate with the lack of discernment. You willingly jumped headfirst without taking time to truly evaluate where you were heading. You didn't draw on past experiences, and you allowed the glitter of potential gold to blind you from wise perception. You chose to ignore the fact that there are still some parts of you that need healing in order for you to walk a healthy road into your future. Instead, you decided to decenter men as a whole, so you won't even need to live through the pain of a healing journey, even though you know there is beauty awaiting you once you go through that experience. See, decentering men takes away the chance that you will have to deal with the hurt caused by others, identifying that pain and then exploiting that pain. Instead of developing an intuition along with standards and boundaries, you decided to just decenter men because it was their fault for not creating them and adhering to them for you. You turned the protection of your heart, your future, and your finances over to someone else and decided that since they failed to do for you what you should have done for yourself, you'll just be by yourself. You'll be alone and you'll be fine, protected from hurt and disappointment. But the reality is, we are not intended to live this life alone. While there are many kinds of fulfilling relationships, romantic relationships can't be replaced by other kinds of relationships. You deserve to experience them all. And the only way you can do this is by acknowledging how you failed yourself in the past and create a plan for your future to avoid those failings as you walk into your new future. Spend time delving deeply into the parts of you that need extra care, those parts of you that have been hurt or repressed or abandoned, and grow that love for yourself. Take time to take the rose-colored glasses off and realize present danger before you allow it to consume you. Understand what healthy love looks like and how it feels when you learn to discern that from unhealthy love. Listen to your heart and honor your desires. Know that you are worthy of the best and give that to yourself first. Prune your intuition so you can know to walk away from things that may not serve you at the first hint, at the first sign, before you're hurt or hooked. Know that at some point you will want to release yourself from the seclusion you willingly resigned to. And you will need to know how to manage people and how to manage situations once you emerge. You cannot hide from yourself, and you cannot hide from your heart's truest desires forever. Promise yourself that when it's time for you to experience all that life has to offer, you'll be ready. Always know that you are in control. Once you take time to really get deep down into the business of loving and caring for you, it'll be easier for you to cut off those things that don't show you the same. You don't have to live in a life of seclusion and isolation in order to enjoy a good life. Instead, choose what stays in and discard what needs to be left out. Let's take a listen to this video quickly.
Understood your value, you would probably be quicker to walk away from bullshit. Like for me at this point in my life, I'm not spinning the block on bullshit.
You better say that.
You just can't keep spinning the block on bullshit. You really can't. And you have to have self-respect, and you have to have boundaries.
Yes.
And you gotta value yourself. If you don't value yourself, trust and believe a man won't value you.
And no matter how you pretend that you do have this love for yourself, that you do have this value for yourself, men and even others can tell. A lot of times we talk about vetting, but you don't just need to vet prospective partners. You need to vet friends and sometimes even family before you allow them into your inner circle. So until you do that work to uncover what your true self-love is, what your value is, what your worth is, everybody on the outside that are seeking to gain entry into your world, into your inner circle, can tell when you have not done the work. It looks like prioritizing them over your own needs, accepting bad behavior, continuing to forgive when you should not forgive, continuing to keep people in your life and rationalizing with yourself why they deserve a spot when they are like Kirk and Rashida begging to be set free. You keep forgiving them and making room for them to stay in and do you dirty. Once again, everybody on the outside looking in can see that you are suffering with the lack of self-love. Let's take a second and check out this next video.
Don't talk to nobody unless they make 6K plus. You don't reach for your wallet for nothing when you in the presence of a man. And you do not go above and beyond for a man. Okay? You let them do all the going above and beyond for you. And you will never have to heal again. Ever. So, y'all stop healing and start getting some standards. Because the more you heal, the faster someone's going to come and break your heart again. And then it's going to have to heal again. And then it's going to get broke again. And then you're going to heal again. But you're going to be more bitter. So it's going to be harder for you to attract anybody. Just have some standards. And I would start dating right away. I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't need no time because I would be right there with somebody way better, getting my money, getting my school paid for, and some new clothes. You know, I'm not trying to sit there and waste my life and, you know, for somebody who I gave my all to. I would never give my all to anybody unless they're my children. And they still ain't getting 100%. Okay? So, no. Get you some standards and go right back out there. Get you some standards. And you will never have to heal again. I promise you. So, don't heal. Get you some standards. That means...
Yeah, I know we had to add just a little bit of Shira in the mix, but here is a little bit of information I created on how to establish standards. I know some of us struggle with this, so take a second and pause each slide so that you can read them and maybe get a journal so that you can begin to journal down things that you may need to do differently or areas that you might need to work on. It is very important that you take the time out to develop standards for you. See, standards and boundaries, and I'll add a slide of boundaries in next. Standards and boundaries are an individual thing. Nobody can tell you what your particular standards and what your particular boundaries should be. It's all about you and what you want in the life you want to create. So when I say that you are in charge, you are in control, you totally are. It's your world, baby, and however you want it to go is what it will be. So take some time out and really think about what standards you want to live by and be guided by when it comes to relationships and dealings with all people, not just men. Don't think along the lines of a romantic relationship. Think along the lines of anyone, whether they be friend, family, co-worker, and of course a man or a woman, anyone, what they need to have in order to have access to you and in order to have access to your world. Now, as I mentioned, that developing these standards and boundaries is an individual thing. You can look at some of these slides to guide you into creating what your standards and what your boundaries will be. But the thing is that you really need to take the time out to make sure that you are coming from a positive place. Another reason why I don't buy into those trends like decentering men is because they cause you to be so mean and so callous that what you are doing is actually shutting out the opportunity to get to know other people and to actually benefit from what these people can bring into your life, just because you expect them to have some negativity associated with them, or you expect to have a bad experience with them because you've had bad experiences with everyone else. The thing is that when you are clear on who you are, when you have taken time to develop that self-constitution to where you know what you accept and what you won't accept and what you tolerate and what you won't tolerate and what you expect, you limit the opportunity for a person to bring negativity or bring behavior that you don't want into your life. So you don't have to decenter everyone and just live a life of solitude and seclusion on your own. You can have a healthy and full life enforced by your standards and your boundaries. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to come chill with me a little bit, and hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow. Remember that your love is golden. Bye.